Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Won't you spare me over another? But what is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? When God is gone and the devil takes hold, who'll have mercy on your soul, Dad? No wealth, no ruin, no silver, no gold. Nothing satisfies me but your soul. Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. My name is Destiny.
And hello, everybody, as we return to Carrion Crown again for the first time. What's going on, guys? How you feeling?
Hold on, it was really loud. The music was in my ear. I couldn't hear anything. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I
Hi.
thought you weren't talking to me. Like, that's how I felt. It's been so long.
I know, right? It's been a hot minute. It's definitely been a hot minute. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking miss your guys' faces. There's some good faces at that. How are things
I
going
grew
on?
it.
man?
Thank you.
You grew it.
I did grow it all by myself, apart from my mother helped occasionally.
Yeah, I feel like she played a pretty important role.
You created. Wait, you.
I just
grew
lived
your
there, okay?
face? You grew your face.
I grew my face. When someone says you have a guess, I'm like, yeah, I grew it.
That's so funny.
So I'm not wrong.
I've never heard that term. I grew my face.
Grew my face.
Speaking of
Little
bizarre
water.
faces, is that
Little sunlight.
is that Nicolas Cage looking at
Yes,
me?
it is.
Oh God. Oh, well, hello, Nick. He's
He looks
back
good,
there.
right?
Yeah, he does. So today we are going to be doing a bit of a different kind of session. Today, as I've explained in the past couple of days for anyone that has missed this, today's session is about a recap of sorts. We are going to be retackling some of the events that happened in Season 1 of Carrion Crown and seeing what happens next. So I know that a lot of you guys forget this. It's been months, many months, and well, that's too long. But at least we've got it now, and we've reached a precipice. It's nigh time to get your foot past the door. You've been role playing in the town of Ravengrow. Each of you have had a very specific role. Before we go on, I would like to see if you guys can remember much about your characters.
I don't know who the fuck you guys are. I don't know who any of you are, in or out of game. I don't know. I was in a D&D group. I can kind of remember there was
Not actually D&D, it's Pathfinder, so...
Oh,
but,
Since everyone always has an
wait,
opinion
wait,
about
wait.
she hit you
Hold
with
on
that
a
technically.
second. It's all Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
There's
but you get
just
the
certain-
elitists.
Wait, okay, honestly, actually, that's a great question. Okay, I've always considered D&D to be the general term for everything,
I was told off a lot.
like
It's
I was
fantasy
told
role
off
play.
a lot.
It's tabletop
Really?
RPG.
So,
Yes.
okay, so there is actually people out there that'll be like, this is Pathfinder,
Yeah.
this is Dungeons and
Yes.
Dragons.
100%. 100%.
That is so weird to me. You're weird, chat. You're weird people. You hear me?
I just cover
It's
it like
all-
it's tabletop RPG. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's all
Everything's
Dungeons and
tabletop.
Dragons, okay? It's all Dungeons and Dragons, and then there's also Pathfinder's a version of Dungeons and Dragons.
I haven't seen no Dragon Ball.
Bob, when do we add a dragon?
You don't
When
want
you
to see a
level up.
dragon.
I'm literally a dragon lady.
I do want to see a dragon in human form that is willing to help us.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
Tash, let's go. Let's go. I
there's
want to
that,
see those wings.
Want to see a dragon? Let's go. Right.
Pat Paizo isn't wizard. Yes,
Yes.
I get it. I get that. I
This is
understand
very
the distinction between these two. But even tabletop isn't necessarily a good term for what we do either, because we're not at a table. We're not here tabletopping, are we?
My
No.
immersion's
No.
broken.
Man,
not
it's
probably.
too much. It's like the rabbit hole. Of,
when
It's
it
John
when it
Wick
comes
argument.
down when it comes down to it, Roll20 itself is technically a digital tabletop. That's what they describe themselves as. So you can put down your maps and your pieces and roll dice and what have you. But no, it's very, very different than an actual table. That would be the tits right there, right? Like having you guys actually at my table.
I'd be down for that. We should do like a con.
I think we should. If we can organize a con event, that would be
Yeah, we could do
super,
that.
super cool.
TwitchCon, we can do that.
like,
They have a tabletop like
Yes.
stuff they just implemented, I think last year or the
Yeah.
year before last, and they didn't have really a presence there, so they kind of need something happening.
They need
Anna
love.
pitches. All you gotta do is go to Anna, and she's like, "Oh, you want to do that? Oh yeah, bam!" And she'll slap it on. So
Well,
If you're serious
I'm
about
not
it.
gonna lie, man. I don't know a lot of people. I would be operating through your guidance.
yeah, we
because
can do that. I know. Yeah, I can definitely get you in touch because she's all for it.
I like it.
I'm very
chat
quiet
is
for you guys.
saying, and I've had to turn it up. DJ's mic's quite quiet, so you might
Is it?
want to.
You might
Let
have
me-
to turn me up.
Yeah. I got
I've
you.
got you on like 166,
Yeah,
but
'cause I
chat's
have a,
saying it too. So
I have a mixer, so if I turn that thing up, we're blowing ears.
I got you. I'm gonna turn you up to about 180. Talk for me.
Hey, you got to turn me up to 180. I could turn myself up if that's
It's
the
good.
case.
I think your volume is good. I'm not sure
Okay.
what chat is hearing yet. Is that better, guys? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. I mean, I'm also I can speak. I don't, this mic is more for like voice acting and stuff, so I have to kind of speak directly into it.
Okay. That looks better. Things look good.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Sorry.
So yeah, we yes, we'll talk about the con scene in a little bit. Let's talk about the characters though. I'm gonna find some. You know what? I'm gonna pick on the first to arrive in my chat, my voice chat particularly. Ello,
Yes.
tell me about Cypress. What is a Cypress?
I didn't study. I'm just saying it right now. I didn't study. No, Cypress. This is the easy one. Cypress is a druid.
Mhm.
Okay, he's a little bit older. All right, he's a little bit older guy. He's been through some shit, but he's basically how am I gonna say this? He's kind of. I feel like he's taken on kind of the role of the dad of the group. Like he's kind of daddish in a way, but he's a huge stoner. That's his thing.
Yeah.
He loves being connected to nature, and he does that through smoking copious amounts of weed, which I believe he's out of right now currently.
You were actually just as the story ended. You were given some.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, because everybody was freaking out. You had to have it.
Okay, yeah, because I've been going without for a little while there. He's kind of a Cheech and Chong kind of type. He's pretty wise, but he's not necessarily smart. Okay, so he's perceptive and he has certain skills, though sometimes the obvious connections to him do not click, especially when it comes to society, and especially when he's high as fuck. So he's good-hearted. He's a good dude. He wants the best for people. And he also sometimes has a hard time deciding what to do. He's a little bit indecisive in some situations because what the right thing to do can be very different in certain perceptions. And
Yeah.
his perception comes a lot from what's good for nature or the wild. His main motivation right now, besides the friendships that he's developed since he's been here, his main motivation though is to figure out the corruption that has sparked from this town, and also find out what is going on with the death of his best buddy, Petey, which is kind of his main motivation right now, because he's seen the evil sort of lurking out of this town, creeping into the forest. He also has a bear who has not been utilized in combat yet once, because we're always fighting inside. But I have a bear named Tima.
We used it.
Yep, Tima. That's right. Yeah. They used him as a trampoline. They used him as a fucking like fireman
Pillow.
Pillow, which hurt his back. But Tima was given to him as a young cub, and he has raised Tima. Tima is a huge female bear, grizzly bear, basically brown bear, I guess, if you want to. And just basically his best friend, kind of his partner in crime, the Chewbacca to his Han Solo.
I equate Tima to like Nana from Peter Pan, if you remember that, the large dog.
Oh yeah.
Yes, very much. But we have yet to see Tima's ferocity. It is scary, but we have yet to see it. Yes, it is definitely there. But yeah, that's pretty much Cypress. Yeah. And I've had a lot of fun developing the character. I still feel like I'm kind of figuring it out as we go. But it's been great. Oh, and I have done way more medical procedures than I ever thought I would on this character. I'm basically a surgeon at this point. Yeah. It's like an episode of House every time we start this damn thing.
It is.
Like, this person's broken. All right. And then Bub's like, well, how are you going to fix this? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a surgeon in real life. Like, I'm going to glue this together and cast mend on it and hope it works, you know? So it's been interesting. That's pretty much Cypress in a nutshell.
Yes,
I do all right.
Yeah, you did great. You did great, buddy. You get a gold star
thanks,
for that one.
Man.
You killed it.
I don't get too many gold stars.
You definitely did this time. Who would like to go next? One of the ladies?
One of the ladies go. Yeah.
Not it. All right. So then,
Not
Lily, it's going to Nyx Knackle Nim.
This is what I get for being an only child. I never get to do the not it thing.
you get to do that too.
I'm
It's not
always
it.
it. That's the problem. So I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember where we left off. I don't really remember too much. The last thing I literally remember is Mogar hopping from tree to tree, trying to follow me as I steal props for an event that I was.
I want to know more so right now about Nyx.
Well, I'm just letting you know where I don't know.
Okay, all right. you know that you don't know what happened.
Yes.
I don't know a lot of things.
I play a gnome named Nyx Knackle Nim. You can call me Nyx. You can call me Knackle, or you can call me Nim. Gnomes tend to have 3 names, but I guess it doesn't really matter which one you call me. I come from a very long line of magically endowed gnomes who are very prestigious, and I wanted none of that. So I think I got disowned by my family, and I set on out to this journey, and I've become a traveling magician. The whole, is this your card? How many fingers am I holding up? Rabbit out of a hat spiel. Literally, That's all I do. And I met up with Petey, and he kind of took me up in his wing. He's like my dad, even though nobody thinks he's my dad. He's my dad. He's my father. And I met all these other wonderful people at a funeral, which was lit. If I have to say so myself, it was a lit event. Anyway, so now we're just traveling and we're performing our magic tricks across the world. It is great and magical.
You have learned some fucked up magic tricks, because I recall the ones that you guys pulled. One of them involved you nearly fisting the sheriff's mouth.
Nearly.
Can I
go? Yeah. Yes.
Okay. If we're in trouble, 99% of the time, it's because Nyx is doing something mischievous.
Do you want me to throw dildos at your face again? Because I'll do it.
She has so conveniently forgotten how mischievous her character can be.
All right. God, she is a sweet angel.
She's a
You
shit
caused
starter.
the whole problem breaking down the apothecary shop.
I mean, we like to kick her.
You stole underwear.
Potions.
Underwear. Oh, yes.
She has the panties.
You wore them. I'm pretty sure you're the reason that Bart got possessed and ran into a fucking wall. Like, There's a lot on your hand. There's a lot of blood on your hand.
Let's play
You
with
play with a
Ouija
Ouija board
in
once,
the
and you let out a
graveyard.
sexual demon, and you will never forget it. I see how this family
I feel like
works.
it's important to note that not only did you steal underwear, but it was a dead woman's underwear, and to make a point, you put them on, and you were like, "What are these, Sheriff?" on your body.
Yep. Yeah, man.
God damn
I'm
it.
gonna stand by this, and I did nothing wrong.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's Nyx, in a box, all wrapped up. I like it. I think Nyx is. Everybody's kind of a fan favorite. There's not one person that I could pick over the other in out of this entire
Except that
group.
Nyx is his favorite. That's what he's saying. It's like, you're not my favorite child, but you're my favorite
Yeah.
child.
Oh, winky face.
Okay, who? Like, come on, who is she? Everyone's favorite.
That leaves the two of you. We have Tosh and DJ.
Go Tosh. You called your name first. You're it.
Okay. So I play Symarra, who likes to eat a lot. She is
She's gluttonous.
what?
And
Gluttonous.
relentless.
I thought you said lutness. I was like, is this some sort of phrase?
No.
Samara doesn't know what these phrases are. What's lutness, precious?
she's so
Yes, she's very precious as she chipmunks
What's
food
lutness, precious?
repeatedly.
Not only that, she's
Um,
a drunk.
She's
Lush,
she's
very much.
picture chronicky, and she's not very good at social interaction. That's where I'm at right now, because I have also forgotten things. And I like to cuddle. Yeah. Okay.
You
Can
do like to
confirm.
cuddle. Yeah,
Can confirm.
she's certainly a big cuddler.
We cuddled. And then we hate Bart because he's rude and
He's so
abuses
rude.
power. So he
Did he
can die.
die?
That's fine. No, he didn't. It's
Did-
very
Oh.
upsetting.
Did Bart die?
Yeah.
No.
No, Bart did not die.
Maybe
Oh.
inside.
Yes. every session he died.
As we casually just wait.
Yeah.
Wait for him to die.
That's,
Well, hold on a second. So what class is Symarra? Just to be clear.
Sorcerer.
She's a
A
sorceress.
sorcerer. Okay,
Sorcerer.
sorceress.
I
Yes.
levitated that crap out of Bart's face or whoever it was.
Yep.
Before you healed him, and you were like, use levitate. was
I
like,
knew you were a magic user, and I'm
Okay,
reminded
no,
now
you-
that you're a sorcerer. But
Yes,
I was just going to
because-
point out the fact
no.
that you guys are both spellcasters, and you guys have completely different characters,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
completely different flavors. So, anyways,
She's a draconic
like it.
sorceress. What is your draconic bloodline? Is it silver?
Silver. I'm cold-hearted.
Yes, silver. Yep. Okay.
Cold-hearted.
And
and you're like super hot though too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah, the-
it's kind of
I'm
awkward
pretty sure
because I
that
don't
I'm
want
curvy
anybody
too,
to
man.
touch me.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that Casper is noticed. Cypress, excuse me.
Yes,
Cypress.
Cypress,
Casper.
Yeah, Casper the friendly ghost has noticed you.
Oh, yeah, Bart, right?
He said
Bart-
some really nice things about you. No,
I am
Cypress.
pretty, so
I think Cypress has noticed Symarra, but I don't think he gets her quite yet. Because half the time he can't understand what she's saying because she's mumbling through bites of food.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Just throw it out there.
I eat more than Tima and you do combined.
Yes. Yeah. Everywhere you go, you seemingly it's like, can I have all of this?
Honestly, I've got like stuff in my
your
in my
bag.
gear pack, which is like apples and bread, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just take some of that for later.
You would think she's going on a picnic for 8.
Oh, and we
Just
like the
for her.
meatballs at the end. We should get some more
Mhm.
of
Definitely.
Oh,
those.
yeah, the
We're never
balls.
gonna go back.
But not
to
like
our town. Didn't we burn the
meatballs.
town down?
No. We'll
No.
talk. We will definitely
Not
talk
yet.
about those things. And
We'll
DJ,
get there.
DJ, you are playing
Yes.
Solis.
I play Solis. And Solis is the strategist of the group. Very well endowed satyr.
Yes, he is in fact.
Roll the 10. No, I play Solis, and he's a strategist. He's kind of like the guy that plans out everything and goes into battle with a plan. Tends to work in his favor. He has snapped recently.
Yeah, yes, he has. He certainly has.
And he is in a different. He has gone
He's-
more feral.
He's been
at
out
the
of his
end the day.
element for a long
Yeah,
time.
he tries not to kill people or do anything like that, but he's been not caring.
Yeah.
He's just snapped at the last minute. Too many people have been on them. He's always trying to rationalize with people, and he just gets sick of it because he feels people are just not on his level of intelligence. So he's just kind of snapped at this point. And then the episode with Mogar recently really put him in a bad place. So right now he's all about going in and getting business done. He's pretty quiet until something arises where the group needs to make a decision. He's the first one to jump to it.
You definitely thrive in social situations. You're incredibly charismatic as well.
Yeah. He's he's the first one to be able to like try to figure stuff out and talk to people, try to get them. He's a charmer, and he's a beautiful satyr. That's something that's really important. He's the best looking satyr in the land, or one of the best looking creatures in the land.
He has quite a reputation that follows him.
Yep. And there was something that was important.
Author. Aren't you an author?
No.
I thought you wrote a book.
Yeah, didn't you write a book?
did.
You gave it to
well,
did.
that wasn't writing. That was drawing position.
It was drawing positions.
It was the Satyr
Satyr
Yeah.
Sutra.
The
It was a
Satyr
Satyr Sutra, was it?
Yes, it was.
And then there was like
Satyr
2
Sutra.
volumes at least.
Yeah, 2 volumes. The 3rd volume was being written, but
Yeah, you
being
gave
drawn.
I'm pretty sure you gave the first
Is this the
volume
research
to Bart.
material?
I gave it to Bart.
After you found him with or
a sheep.
around a sheep,
Yeah.
presumably bagging the sheep, you were like, I think you should read this.
Yeah. There's more to the life than sheep. But other than that, he's a fighter, and he's really good with bows
Yep, he's a
and
ranged fighter.
daggers.
Yes.
Yep.
That's Solis in a bag. I think that is the primary group. We did have one more.
Missing one.
Yeah, by the name of Mogar, who's played by Daniel the Demon. Daniel is stepping out for this season. I'm not even sure if he's going to be able to come back for the finish of it. But there was no bad blood or ill will. He'll be coming back for future tabletop games. He's just got to get some things right in his personal life off stream right now. But Mogar is still here. Mogar exists in this world, and he was very important to a lot of you because he wasn't afraid to step in and take the blows for some of you. He was very protective of the few things that mattered to him. And you guys were that. He was definitely a caring sort, even if he was a little misunderstood. So,
Especially Nyx, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like
and
grew on Nyx, or Nyx grew on him.
something like, or at least grew around his foot.
Yeah. out of all the characters, I feel like Mogar had the best connection with everyone.
Mhm.
Like I feel like he had a really good, different relationship with every single person, and I think he was probably the anchor, really, that really
Like the heart
held
of the
us
group.
all together. He really filled the gap between us, because some of us have argued and gone back and forth and not been appreciative, but like Mogar has been pretty true blue, man. He's really stuck to his guns and been there for a lot of us. So
Totally.
yeah.
Totally. It's sad to see him go, but I think you guys have an opportunity to save him. Do you remember what happened in our last session?
I remember, because that was a big part of it, unfortunately. Past all the craziness that happened, I don't know if you want to recap that.
We'll get to some of those things.
But at the true end, Solis and Mogar, we were in a portal. Or we went to a certain area, right? We were going to, what was that place called?
You went to the guardhouse. You were in the town of
Yes.
Ravengrow, and you were in the guardhouse speaking with Bart.
Oh yeah, right. And there was a jail cell that had like a kind of like a mirror, watery type feel to it, and nobody wanted to go in there and shot an arrow in there. The arrow dropped on the other side of it, but when I stepped in, it was like a different world, or teleported us, right? Teleported us.
It
so to
was
speak, or-
Like a portal of
Yeah.
such.
Yeah,
sort of,
because it looked like it was the swamp, the dead swamp area. Couldn't really put a hand on it. It was really foggy, a lot of voices. Place was like putting all kind of red flags up in the air. We lost Mogar. Mogar got taken. I went in to find him. That's right. We put a rope around me to make sure I came back.
Right.
And just heard screams of Mogar, like horrific screams. Seen him at one point, right, with chains around him and stuff.
Yeah, when you ran to the jail cell, he was actually not covered in chains, but around his neck, around torso and legs and arms, there were these sort of like green iridescent chains that were pulling him into what looked like some kind of watery abode. And when you went through, this is when you had seen the murk and mire that was behind Harrowstone Prison. Yeah, and you came back through, and the only thing that was left was a bit of chain link. That's all you had to go off of there.
If you guys in the chat have ever seen the movie Neverending Story, it was basically the scene with Artax, the horse, and he was being pulled in. We're like, no, Mogar, no. And don't lose hope, Mogar, as he was being slowly pulled back into this place, and we lost him.
It was sad because it sounded like he was like crying, almost like crying out to us. It was like pain.
It was sadder than that scene. Okay,
it was pretty sad.
It was more sad than that scene. So I love look at the reaction I got from Chad out of that. They're like, no, but that's what happened.
Yeah,
we lived
much.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think this is, while it's a sad moment, it's definitely leading into something more. You each have discussed how you think that there's no saving this town, and you should just cut your losses and fucking bail. You need to get up and go. But now there's something more. Give me just a second, guys.
And can I just say that at no point in this campaign, and we're about to recap this campaign for you guys so you guys can get all caught up, there's been no point that I've ever felt like we've had a handle on anything. I don't know how the rest of the party has felt, but I have felt like it's been like being on a sinking ship where it's like, okay, there's one hole, we go to plug that up, then another, like that cartoonish, like, oh, we got this one, then another one sprouts out, and then
I'm using like a glass of water to bail, just like one this size.
Like we've only been there like in game time, I think only like 3 or 4 days, but in that time we haven't been able to rest. It's just been like one problem after the other. We're trying to, figure. I'll let him recap, but I'm just saying, like, we have not felt in control. At least my character has not felt in control at any point.
You're right. It's like 1 step forward, 3 steps back.
Exactly.
We had one nap in the kitchen.
We end up causing frustration.
Yeah, we slept that one day.
Yeah, we slept until someone got possessed and had.
Oh yeah.
We may have slept a couple of hours, but we've probably had one good rest time in the entire time that we've been in this camp.
And during that, the main girl's turned into like a demon child.
That was
sucked.
I think at that point, I honestly think that Bub as a GM was like, man, I have to have these guys rest. Like, let's just give them a rest. And then, but yeah, this girl still got possessed. And everyone's still like, we're just gonna count this as a full rest. Like, yeah, Karen, yeah.
Kendra.
Actually, Karen.
I have changed so many names in this campaign.
Petrov and Kendra.
Poor Petrov.
Beatty and Karen.
Yeah. Did I mention that Cypress isn't really good with names? He kind of gets close, but not so close.
It's like if Tommy Chong was Gandalf. I feel like that's fairly accurate. So I think we can start with something that's a bit more easy before we start springing back into headlong events of everything that transpired. Let's talk about the NPCs. The people that have made things more difficult, more interesting, or easier on you in your time.
Also, whose lives we've ruined.
And whose lives we've saved.
Yes.
Totally murdered.
After we've intentionally ruined. After I have intentionally ruined them. Yes.
I mean, I killed the sheriff. My bad.
Where do you want us to start? Throw out a name.
Petrov. Who or what is Petrov?
He's my dad.
The main reason why we're there.
Nick's his dad.
He is the primary reason that you guys have come to this town. Why though?
He got dead.
Yeah, he died, and we
were
all
all like,
very
him
important
something.
in each of our lives at very separate points.
Do you remember what was in the will? There was a bit of an arrangement, an agreement.
I remember because I'm the official note taker, but I'm
Okay.
going to let someone else go. Because
Just go.
Please
Hit us
remind
with it. I know it.
I know.
No.
You.
they want us to stay with Kendra until she's sorted, and we have to take some books to a town.
Yes.
We have to stay a month and then go.
Yes, you have to stay with Kendra.
And then we get some money.
You will help her sort out whether or not she stays in the town or she sells her house and she leaves. And then you have to take some very rare books to a college. Once you do that, the person at the college...
I have the name of the college.
Okay.
Let's just find it.
Heavy breathing.
So many.
This is all Carrion Crown notes.
That's insane.
As such, it should be. When you're the note taker, that's bound to happen.
I am so glad I didn't take that.
I'll find it later.
Your payment, your payment
It's in
will
here
be delivered.
somewhere.
Panties.
Upon delivery of the books, you were to be handed a very large sum of funds. Some of you didn't really want the money; it didn't really matter so much to you. But for others, money was a bit more important. Surviving can be difficult. What?
Leppenstadt.
Yes, Leppenstadt University. That is correct.
Got it. And those are the books. I found them.
That's the same place where Harry Potter learned.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
don't know anything about Harry Potter.
some people call it Warthog.
Leppenstadt U. Okay, so
Those
that's
muggles.
Petrov. He was a professor. Each of you had encountered him in your journey. He was very different for each of you. Some of you, he was a professor, an educator. Others of you, he was a helping hand. Some of you, he played a very fatherly role. He might have met some of you and just smoked out to relax in his journey.
We talked about mushrooms, man. We were good friends. We bonded over mycology, man. I'm sorry, that's just what happened. He's a friend and a colleague. And
He is,
now
in
he's
fact.
dead.
And now he's dead.
Now. Now he's dead.
So that's Petrov Lorimore. And who is Kendra Lorimore?
His daughter.
It's his daughter.
One of his daughters.
His real daughter.
What? His real daughter. That's yes. That's accurate.
The shade that is coming from our D&D group is disgusting, and I need you to stop it.
You're taking
I
this
said
so
one of his
personal.
daughters.
I have to. I got to assert myself into the role again.
Listen, this is not about you. It's about
It's always
it's
about
about
me.
Knackle. It's about Knackle. Nick's Knackle, okay? God. Yeah.
What is her situation?
She is really
She's having a shit time.
Yeah,
and
that's
Bart
accurate.
loves her.
Bart does love her. What is
well,
her...
not only did her father pass away, but Grimbrow, who was sort of a caretaker
Burrow.
of such and friend, has also Brow
What
something.
is that?
So
He has
close.
passed
so
away.
close.
She's had a couple family or close friend deaths, including her father, and she's having to deal with us now as well. And I keep calling her Karen and
Yes.
Kendra. But the vibe, and Bub can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the vibe from her is sort of, I wouldn't say maybe sort of hoity-toity. She seems sort of educated. She's got that like
She's regal.
regal. Yes, I think that's sort of the vibe that I've gotten from her, is sort of regal, put together. And this has kind of thrown her world out of whack, and I think that makes her very uncomfortable.
I think we make
She
her
got
uncomfortable.
she got possessed and then stabbed with the creepy devil insect.
Man, she's been through the ringer, to be honest. Not only has her father died, you're right. A large amount of people have passed away. She is a tortured soul of sorts. All of her time in town is very much of her being manipulated and controlled.
Felt up.
Yeah, molested. Like
Yeah.
all of these things are happening
ghosts,
to her.
demons, bugs. I mean,
Do you think she
Boss.
wants to get rid of it? Like, do you ever think it crosses her mind at night when we're sleeping and she's just like, I could take him out.
I
could take 'em all
am.
out."
Yeah.
she's taking
I
it
would be
better than
surprised.
anybody.
Yeah, I would be surprised if she wasn't already actively working towards distancing herself from us. Okay, like without our knowledge.
Well, I
She's
mean,
kind of snaps too, right? She's kind of
Yeah, she
had it.
has
She's like
snapped.
that passive person now that kind of feels like they're just numb. You know?
To a degree,
So
yeah.
We've ruined a woman.
You're not wrong.
she's
She
like,
is.
you want food? Here's bread. What
Yep.
happened to meat? Here's bread.
Throws it at the table.
No, we got drunk and we had wine and I shoved her in a cupboard.
You did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, then you forgot about her. Oh man,
Put her in a cupboard. Do you remember that?
she was there till morning. Oh man,
I'm like, oh yeah.
We are the worst.
no, it
It
wasn't
was to
us.
protect her. To
It was,
be fair.
it was her.
It was tough. I mean,
You were out in the corridor causing trouble. I was like, I'm gonna rescue you by putting you in a cupboard.
Listen, I feel like this group tries to do the right thing. We just don't know how.
we are trying.
We are trying to do the right thing.
You put plans in motion, but your follow through is at times just real poopy. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Who's Bart?
He is on The
Shitbag.
Simpsons, Homer's son, I believe.
Badass.
Actually
He's,
voiced by a woman.
Most.
So
Yeah,
progressive. I like it.
yeah, voiced by a
I
woman.
hate Bart.
Why do
We
you
hate
hate?
Bart.
Why? Why do you hate Bart?
Because
hate
right,
Bart.
well, at first it's because he was a power cheating son of a bitch, and now because it's amusing to me,
I
and
also
everyone
find
gets
it
really mad about it.
That's honest. Yeah, that's
But he's
really
like
honest.
creepy and gross.
Yeah, I mean, he had sex with a sheep, and
did
then
not
he was
have
like,
sex with a
broad
sheep.
daylight.
Okay.
"You said he had sex with a sheep."
I
just
did
No.
not. I defended.
And I'm
no,
gonna
he was
say in broad
found
daylight again,
with the
'cause
sheep.
that's-
You
know,
assumed
wait
that
till
he was
no one's
bagging
looking.
said sheep.
There was a tree, him,
He
and a
had
sheep.
sex
And
with
the
a
tree was in
sheep.
the
Damn it.
middle. So I-
Yeah, so anyway, there's that, and also the
Sheep
bit
was
where
in-
he was like, "I'm going to abuse my powers," so that is like he is written off from
And
Symarra.
he doesn't
No,
take
that's
no
not where
for
it
an answer.
started.
I'm like,
Basically-
Oh,
No,
man.
it
Bart,
is.
don't come in
How
here.
about
We're
this?
gonna play with the
The
weed
first
before.
meeting,
Come on,
he
you
asked to
ready?
see boobs, and that
Yes.
was it.
Yeah.
So,
And that's him written off. So
let me see your tits. I was like, oh, it was over.
Yeah.
Bart
Yep.
is a very
Dead to me.
okay. Here's the thing: is Bart is the character that our group loves to hate.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us necessarily know why right now. I think that it started out as sort of a joke because he was a bit annoying. Bart was a little bit
was.
irritating.
He was very
He was-
pretentious in his position.
Yes, he was pretentious. He also had a bit of naivete about him that
100%.
was sort of annoying, and he wanted to sort of be a part of what we were doing without maybe knowing how.
Yeah.
And it led to some bad things happening, like his face exploding.
Basically,
and-
yeah.
one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
has a quest that he can't finish. He wants ass, and he can't get it.
Yeah, but mainly it's kind of amusing to me now to hate it.
and then we got Nick's over
Nick,
there
I'm a very
teasing
sexual
people.
character.
showing
And
booty
I
and
don't-
taking it away from him.
And
I
he
thought
was
it
like,
carrot on
he
a
said
stick.
that you were 6 or something. So
Help
that was,
me, help me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, pretty much.
And when he said you were about 6, Nick's was
That-
a 6, and
That wasn't Bart.
that was a
That
Bart.
wasn't Bart.
That was
Vance.
it Bart's body?
That was Vance.
He made me so
100%.
uncomfortable.
That's
Yes,
not
Bart-
weird, though.
It should be mentioned that Bart does have a crush on Kendra.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes.
If I were to sum up Bart as like a character, he's almost like the rookie cop. Like that's kind of why I say like the rookie cop that has, big ideas and wants to be in love and all that stuff and wants to help, but just kind of comes across as
Creeper.
a little bit of a creeper, kind of annoying, and
He doesn't really know how to help. Remember, in when you first met him, after the first immediate interaction, you were like, "Why are you following us?" And you finally got.
I
it
wanted
out
to
of
know
him.
how to have sex,
Uh,
pretty much.
Yeah, he was like, "Well, I don't really have a lot of life experience, and I just want to figure some things out. Like nothing ever happens in this town ever. I never meet any new beautiful women ever. I don't have anyone that's teaching me how to talk to people at all. Just this shithead sheriff that is constantly degrading me. And yeah, sure, whatever. I guess you can keep calling me a sheepshagger. As long as I can learn something along the way and appear to be useful, then yeah, I'll ride this storm out."
Let me ask you a question, Bub,
Okay.
as a GM, because I feel like from your perspective that how we've reacted to Bart has not been the way that you thought we would or how you hoped we would. Is that true? Is that false? And if it is true, where was the what do you think changed that, or where? Just give us your thoughts on Bart in the group. That's really what I'm getting at.
I feel like there's been some extreme misconceptions on the way that Bart has been interpreted. He may not necessarily know how to communicate with adventurers because, well, the truth of it is he's a small town hick boy. He hasn't been provided with journey or adventure, and he's not really weathered. He's still very green around the ears. So he's trying to figure things out, and he doesn't know how to do it, but he constantly feels like he's the butt of the joke, right? And he's never sure, like the camaraderie could be there, and he honestly wants to be useful. I feel like at times I've tried to give him the opportunity to be useful, But you guys take that opportunity and you just kind of dumpster him. Maybe for the meme, right? Like I feel like that's what it is. It's for the meme, as opposed to just actually helping you. But now in the story, nobody wants to help you but Bart. Bart is
He barely wants to do that.
He's a broken egg at this point, and all of the others are pitchforks and torches ready to set you ablaze. They honestly wanted to hang Mogar. They expressed that they wanted his death right now. So how do you think Bart's going to have to explain this? That, sorry, I have to let them go, and the half-orc's gone. This is going to be a lot of problem for him in the town. But that's Bart's problem. He still wants to be useful to you guys, and he still wants to help out. Still, after so long, you got a lot of hate in you, Tosh, for a make-believe character.
She does like being disrespected.
Okay. Well, he will be the introduction to disrespect, because when you finally begin meeting Vance and the Piper of Ilmarsh.
Oh yeah, didn't Vance touch you? I think he did.
No, not me.
He's touched me a couple of times.
He touched somebody.
Nyx with a giant sword.
He actually said he wouldn't touch Nyx because she was just a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
And not quite.
I can't wait to kill this motherfucking demon.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let's get to another character here. Let's talk about Father Grimborough.
Well, he did.
He did. Yeah.
He's
Well,
dead.
he did.
What?
He had a
That's the
dead
first thing I
nap
said.
under a bed.
He was.
He looked like a plagued toad.
You
He
are
had a
wrong.
creepy face.
I'm looking at it right now, and he did look like a disgruntled.
When he
butthole.
walked in the room, I literally was like, "What is that?"
Wait, who are we talking about?
Father
He is
Grimborough.
the-
Oh,
Your grandfather. Your
I
grandfather.
don't think do we have much interaction with him really?
Here, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm, show the
Early
players.
on, we did until he
Yeah.
passed away. But basically,
Yeah, he is.
basically, this guy was sort of what he kind of reminded me of was sort of the older
Caretaker.
groundskeeper or caretaker, right?
Yeah.
He had a connection with Kendra. I don't know what that relationship was. Bub can kind of help out on that, I'm sure. But he sort of provided our group with a little bit of information and maybe even a little bit of guidance, especially when it came to the town itself and the people in the town. And then not long after that, yeah, he went to sleep in the bed. It had some demonic rituals underneath it, like a pentagram, if you will, ish. And he was possessed and ended up not making it through. He's older guy.
He was under my bed.
It was.
Generally good though. He generally was pretty cool. He helped us out. He was helpful where he needed to be, but he seemed limited by his age physically, and so therefore he couldn't just follow us around and be with us all the time.
Very true. Very true. Father Grimborough was a boon to the community while he was alive, and he tried to really just help those out that were kind of lost on their way. And he was also overseeing Petrov's funeral. So that was him. If you are in Roll20, I'll make sure that I can pop up these characters so you guys can see them as well.
Can you do the voice?
I can. I think I can. He's just very old.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the best one. I was like, damn, that's a perfect voice for that fucking face.
Yeah, when you look at
He
it, you
does.
just pucker up those lips and squinch it down like a butthole, and yeah, that's him to the
He
T.
does look like an admiral from Star Wars or something.
I feel that.
It's a
Put
tarp.
the hat on him.
Yeah,
It's a trap.
it's a trap. What's a gib? What's a gib Heffiness? You guys met a gib. Who's gib?
Gibbs the
Gibbs the sheriff.
The sheriff.
Yes, he
yeah.
was.
That guy's been through hell. I mean, literally.
Yes.
Couple of times.
Yes.
Gibbs sort of he's your typical rough sheriff, right?
Yeah, he's a dick.
Untrusting, especially of outsiders, helpful to a point, but more suspicious than
He was shagging
helpful.
the barber.
And
Yeah,
he
he
also
was.
has his own secrets as well.
Oh yeah, he be doing some dirty, man.
yeah, but wasn't he
Nick's got
also
all
doing
kinds of
the
looks to
dirty
that.
with the other lady, the potion lady?
Yeah, you had a front seat. It was right on top of you, right?
Listen, this guy was fucking everything.
If he could,
He
yeah,
was
that's
fucking everything.
that's
all right?
that's
And they liked
That
it.
dude
apparently.
Yeah, dude.
All
Well,
right.
he's the sheriff. Like, I bet he waves his big dick around all town.
Wasn't he married?
He's like,
Wasn't he married though?
he
I think so,
was-
but he's like,
he was
yo,
rough,
you
too.
gotta,
He
you gotta
was.
pay your rent.
He was
Didn't he?
he's a
But,
widower.
Killed
His-
somebody with
his
his big
friend-
Widower,
guns?
yes.
His
Yes,
wife
widower.
died. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
oh yeah.
you guys actually had a very emotional talk with him. He insinuated that his wife passed away and that he loved her very much so, but he realizes that, or he had realized that she wouldn't want him to wait up, so he was trying to live out the rest of his years as youthfully as he possibly could. And it didn't work out that way. It did not work out that way. Gib met an untimely demise by your hands. You
Look.
guys killed him.
I mean, I didn't know I
He
was
was
gonna crit
possessed.
for that
He was.
much.
Yeah.
The
He was
arrow critic-
possessed, and we tried very hard not to kill him. But at a certain point, our safety was a concern. So we did what we had to do, minus Nyx, because Nyx seemed to just enjoy putting her ass on his face while he was pinned down, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
in the beginning, I was trying to immobilize him, but apparently I critted way too hard.
Oh, yeah.
Shattered his knee.
You fucking blew out his
Let
knee,
him
man.
out. He got impaled by a tree.
That was Mogar. Yeah.
And this guy's face sat on by a dirty little gnome's ass.
I think
Uh,
even Symarra had.
oh, yeah,
You
so
should
I
feel
went
blessed
crazy.
to be suffocated by this ass. Jesus.
Yeah.
I think he pushed me down and I punched him.
no,
I
he said-
remember-
yeah,
That
he
was
said
me
something.
being
You-
helpful because
you
I was still
clawed
drunk
him.
at that point.
You clawed him.
Yeah, you made a call.
Yeah.
And it was
I
like
was like-
critical too. It was like a bad thing.
I remember Cypress trying hard to restrain him and having actually tackled him to the ground.
Mhm.
And as I was holding him down and doing my best to contain him, I was watching my team slowly take this man's life force away through different avenues in their own different special ways. It was not the way we planned it, but it's what went down and it is what it is. So oopsie.
Oh well.
Yeah, oopsie.
Let's move
I mean,
on.
Silver lining, you know.
I like Gib. I think Gib had probably the most depth out of any character we've met so far.
Definitely.
It's just the only depth he has is 6 feet under.
Rest in peace. Damn.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
I guess it's technically not too early because it's been like 5 months. So we've now moved past his death, and we will continue to. DJ, I know that you've got to head out for this movie tonight. What time you got to bail?
Yeah, I bought tickets back in January when they went on sale instantly. I'm a big Marvel fanboy. So Captain Marvel is calleth my name. It's gonna be a busy night because it's opening, so we kind of want to get there early and make sure we have assigned seats there, but people still try to sit in your seat.
Yeah,
They're dumb.
yeah, that's gonna happen. What time you got to cut out on us tonight?
Definitely. Probably gonna be able to stay for another 15 minutes.
All right, that's
and then
good.
I gotta go.
I'm gonna bring up, I think one more major player, just to kind of touch base.
One of the bad guys. The
Well,
Piper?
there's the bad guys, but someone here had.
the magician or the wizard.
There was the wizard.
He was a keyword.
I
and
like the wizard.
apothecary.
The wizard. The apothecary still played a bit of a minor role, even though she was being manipulated. Man, there were a lot. I want to touch on a name. I want to see where this lands. So I'm going to say it, and you tell me what you're feeling here, okay?
I'll be quiet.
Vesoriana.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
chick.
yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
Well-
Visariana, if I'm not mistaken, was the wife, the murdered wife, the set on fire wife
Torture.
of
Yeah.
Van. Was it Vance or somebody at the prison?
It was somebody at the prison.
Was
Yes.
it a guard?
The warden.
The warden. There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Boom.
It was
Because
the
Good
warden.
we even
job.
think that there's even rumors of him doing sacrificial stuff because we thought she was evil, but now we think it's a cry for help.
Yeah, you
And
guys
then-
were speculating that it was evil, but by the end, you believe that. I think you had even speculated openly that she might be the one thing keeping them from releasing all of the problems, the ghosts and or whatever demons lurk in Harrowstone.
I remember thinking when you first introduced the character, I remember thinking it was similar to Diablo 3 in the very first act, the wife that gets beheaded
Yeah,
by the
yes.
insane King Leoric.
Mhm.
It was almost that same feel, like she was an innocent and she was the victim, and therefore it has caused more bad things to spawn from that happening. So yeah,
Because the prison burned down, but we were like, wait a minute, lightning can't set a stone prison on fire.
And it was just led to believe that
Mysterious.
for years, right? Like you guys were just told, or that everybody in the town was told that there was a terrible thunderstorm, and
It's a huge cover up.
yeah, and
Was it-
unfortunately, all of the prisoners were killed in a fire. A tapestry caught flame, and everybody that was locked up died, and only a handful of the guards were able to make it out. It was unfortunate that even the warden and his wife were killed.
Lies.
Somebody here
Lies and
got a bit of a vision. I think it was maybe Symarra, right?
deceit. It was me.
What did you see?
So, they were people that were locked in the cells, and someone was pouring oil over the floor and up the stairs, and then someone threw a lamp, and it went, phew, and they were all like, "Oh, let us out," and no one did, and then they all died, and it was great.
I remember the scene particularly because you were in Kendra's study, and you were having this vision, and I believe the apothecary was here on the bed.
She was having a nap.
She was having a nap, and when you saw your vision, the moment that you snapped to, she was over your shoulder, and she whispered to you that it wasn't an accident.
It wasn't an accident. It wasn't.
And then she
But that's
fell.
somewhere in all this, and I don't know what's going on.
She'd fallen back down. So, what? I'm outside. Just here. I'm talking now to Elo, DJ, and the ladies here. What's happening?
Are we just the ladies, huh?
Ugh, don't remember
What's
our
happening
names?
now?
Wow.
Yes, I don't. Yeah, of course I don't remember your names.
You mean,
who
like,
are you
what's
guys
happening
again?
Yeah.
Ladies?
I just
Ladies.
talked to you today.
Oh,
This
we're
is
kinda-
terribly terribly
We're kind of
disheartening.
pissed off right now. We want to just get this stuff over with. So we're now pushing ahead, and the story is now starting to like really snowball. We have a huge mysterious moment right now going on. Evil spirits are starting to pop up left and right. Powerful beings, and we're using stuff we shouldn't be touching, but we're doing it anyway. So it's a lot of crazy stuff happening.
The town is like super pissed at us because we may have met the sheriff by accident on purpose, and they're all there like, Mogar was hiding, and then he burst out from underneath Kendra's house because he was in the basement.
Yeah.
The wizard is like said he will help us if we.
What's his role in the town? He has a bit of a tried story. I feel like that was tailored
He
more
takes
to
orphans.
children, right?
He,
Yeah.
does. He takes like the
He
the
connected.
orphans
Teaches
and he
them
trains them.
magic
Exactly.
so they can defend themselves.
He connected most with Cypress. When
Correct.
that came about, he seemed to offer you guys information. He even gave you a seal of protection on the back of your neck in ash. Even though you had your doubts, when you finally, you got together, when Elo's character was finally there to get with him and question what it was, you saw that, well, he's just an honest guy. He's actually just looking out for the kids because nobody else is out there doing it.
Right.
And his history that you had found out was that he had actually worked for an arcanarium. He worked inside of a professional magical society, and he retired back to this town where he wouldn't be found by people that might be looking for him. And
he's really, really old.
he is.
Oh,
He is very old.
He said, I don't teach that anymore.
He doesn't teach evocation. He doesn't teach people how to kill other people, just to protect themselves.
So if you're asked, so let me be clear. Are you asking me what I think is happening?
Yeah, what's
Like,
happening?
Okay, so this is what I think is happening. Okay, and I have no idea, but this is what I've gathered and everything. There was an event, the burning of this prison. Okay,
Yes.
and from that event, okay, clearly there was a lot of innocent lives lost in this fire. And we've already had rumors that this was not an accident. There was something purposely done. This has somehow allowed some sort of evil to manifest itself in the prison. And that evil is not only growing in power and maybe even influencing other evil powers to the area, but it's also influencing the townspeople as well, giving them visions and nightmares, even making them get up and perform actions without their knowledge. The same thing happened to Nyx. So what the group is having to deal with is trying to find this mystery, but we're almost thwarted every step of the way because we're having to deal with the townspeople who are influenced greatly by the evil, and we're having to deal with the evil itself, in the prison. So where I'm at right now is something really bad is going on in the prison. It is growing in power. We're trying to stop it, but man, we are really out of our depth right now, is how I feel. Like it is getting beyond us, and we're not quite sure what exactly to do, or what we can do. I mean, remember, a lot of us, we're like level 2, level 3,
I think we were supposed to level up, right?
I think you guys will be going to level 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Level 3, correct. Yeah. So it's been it's obviously tied to the dude's wife, the warden's wife. The letters of her name have come up, but from this we've run into so many specialized spirits, evil spirits and demons, like the Piper, and there's some poems specifically about these demons. There are more than one. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. Some we haven't even met yet. So basically, whatever happened in there, once we get down to it, that is the crux of everything that is happening here. Yes. And I don't know where it's gonna spill out from there, but god damn, man, it's been really tough. It's been really tough.
It has. So, it very much so has.
When you're saying thwarted, I was like, thwarted by Nyx and
yeah, even within our own.
From the townspeople and from me.
Who are your allies right now? If you had to name allies.
Bart,
Wizard,
Bart,
Kendra.
Wizard,
Kendra,
Visariana. Kendra's a bit like. Go on then.
I was gonna say Visariana's already dead. We've never really met her.
I know, but she's.
Sure. So you think her spirit is guiding us? You think her spirit is trying to help us?
Didn't she help him out in the prison when he like fell in, and he was like, "Oh, I don't remember."
You guys went to the prison.
I don't think she's trying to help us personally. I think she's trying to use us for vengeance.
You think so?
With her tools, yeah.
Oh.
She's definitely not. She's not caring at all.
I think she's like.
She kind of just doesn't want us to die, so we can get rid of whatever the heck.
Have you talked to her?
Resolve her. Huh?
Did you talk to her at any point?
Nah, I've never talked to her.
Okay.
I stay away from all them little artifacts and stuff. I just got arrows.
Sure.
We're not messing with that. I'm not messing that witch body mode. To keep it away from Nyx.
Yeah, when you went to the prison, you found some very precarious things. Not so much that you went inside, but it was what you found outside. And I'm not even talking about the Sturges. You found that there were runes around the building, that there was some kind of ritual that was performed. And you discovered what that ritual was.
Demonic seals. Like what?
They were like containment runes almost, weren't they?
Yeah, the container.
But we didn't know that at first because I didn't look at them.
How did you find
Did
that
we
out?
unlock some of them by accident?
We went back to the library. We went back to Petrov's and looked
Petrov's study.
Oh yeah, we left something out because.
And you conferred. Nyx. Yeah, you conferred more with a wizard, and he said, "Yeah, these are containment seals, and with the type of magic, it was obviously very powerful, but he said that they were damaged. That this isn't something used to keep people out; it's to use to be keeping something in. And now, since it's damaged, you're obviously seeing these leaks, right? And more people are becoming affected by the things that are happening in the town. So, I wonder what role. I mean, I know, but I wonder if you can probably venture to guess that is she a vengeful spirit? This Visoriana, is she of use? She just using you?
I mean, I let's all vocalize. I think that she's probably a positive way, because obviously the people in the prison, it was overcrowded, and they had like super murderers in there. It wasn't just your average murderer, man.
Okay,
it's like super ones. So I think maybe she's tempering some of it. Maybe, I don't know, but that's kind of what.
Yeah, Harmont was like Supermax, right? Like the worst of the worst went there. The Piper of Ilmarsh, Vance, let's see.
The lopper.
I think Vance was the lopper.
Oh, sorry. I'm just thinking of the poem.
Was it the hacker or the slasher?
The Mosswater Marauder. There was also Father Charlatan, and you guys found out a bit about each of them. Each of them did very different, maliciously, like inherently evil things. It was wild. You guys have met a lot of NPCs in the game, and a lot of them are dying around you. Just to remind you about Barrows McAfee and his wife Lorraine, how her head was driven in. That's where the entire panty incident went down. Yeah.
That's the barber lady, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's still a lot to uncover, but Ello, you're right. It's coming to it very quickly, and I know that DJ is getting ready to leave, and I want to ask, before you were together, you were called to this town to mourn the loss of Petrov, and then to inherit whatever was left in the will.
Mm-hmm.
Are things different now for your characters? Are you staying here for this very same reason? Or are you trying to flee? Or do you have very different reasons?
I know personally I have different reasons. My Cypress isn't money motivated, right? It's great that he got, that he could get all this gold and whatever, but he's not really thinking about that right now. As soon as he got there, he noticed and was worried about the corruption. That's his thing. The land is his thing. So he has been motivated by trying to find and to thwart whatever corruption this is. So my motivations have gone beyond my relationship with him and now more into my druidic duties.
Tenets, yeah. You're abiding by your own natural druidic law.
Correct.
That's good. That's a good reason as well.
Otherwise, I would have got the fuck out of here a long time ago.
I figured as much.
Yeah,
because it's a scary place. I do feel like we're being used. We're definitely being used. I don't know for what end. It has to do with the prison. We're definitely being. Like I said, I feel like the name of the game so far has been we've had no control.
Yeah.
Like it just we're always reacting. We're never
proactive.
Proactive, correct.
Let me ask you this, to follow that up. Is anybody else capable of stopping this?
Maybe that old wizard guy, if he had the inclination, maybe. I mean, he obviously knew how to protect us in a very minute way from what was happening. I'm sure if it came down to him and the orphans that he would find a way, but maybe he's limited as well.
I think he said he was like old as balls and he couldn't probably do anymore. It was gonna take.
But he didn't really say he's noticed stuff, but he's not really he's not being proactive at all either. He's like, well, we'll see where this goes. I'm not
Well, we're fine. So
yeah, he's like
through the town.
So I don't know about that.
Magic is only as strong as its user, and both of your characters are well aware of that. And he has warded his surroundings intensely so. If he leaves the building, those wardings begin to fail with time. So if he steps out to offer assistance, one, not only is his life at threat. Take it easy, man. Enjoy the movie.
See you, man.
See you guys.
Yeah, enjoy.
What's the Thursday after?
We're 21st. 21st is when we're playing.
That's PAX East.
Is that PAX East?
Mm-hmm. It's 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I have to figure that out.
Maybe we could do it next week, I guess. I don't know. See what everybody's up to.
Yeah, we can try. We'll figure something out.
Right.
Let's just
see you guys later.
Yeah, we'll see you. I'll talk to you in Twitter.
Yeah, hit me up.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Oops. Here's the other thing is that
We're all gonna mess up.
I'll fix the cams.
Okay.
So one thing though that we haven't really touched on is there has been, I think, at least two instances where we've found necrotic powers, or at least the remnants thereof, meaning necromancy is definitely a part of what is happening. Once was around Petrov's body, and I can't quite remember the other place where we felt it. It may have been the graveyard, maybe, but I know
Well,
that
they were accusing him of necromancy, weren't they? And that's why they were funny about him being buried in the graveyard.
they were, but
Mhm.
but we have confirmed that those energies have existed there and did exist and were existing. So here's the thing: is like what Cypress had. Here's the issue too, and I didn't really explain this about Cypress, but he has his own issues with the what you call the local or nearby or whatever druid groves. He's sort of an outcast of his people for certain reasons that I have yet to go into. But his mind has always been like, I need to report this to the grove. I need to tell them. I need to get them involved so that we can have some backup. He's hesitant, though, because of his relationship with them, that maybe they wouldn't listen to him, or maybe he just outright would be rejected, So if there were anyone that could help them in Cypress's mind, it would be the Druid Circle, whatever closest Druid Circle there would be. But again, he can't count on that. But he's hoping that maybe with some samples of the corruption, or something, if he can get back there, that he can prove it. But right now, proof isn't really there. There's not enough right now. It's all hearsay. He's got nothing to show for it, really. So if you're asking me who can help, maybe them. But would they believe? Would they? Otherwise,
would they even take the chance, right? Because
would they even take the chance? Yeah.
the land has been scoured in this area to the point of almost unlife, and you realize it's going to take a long time for it to heal, but your grove would be able to do that most certainly. What are your reasons for sticking around, Symarra?
It's pissed me off.
Sometimes it's all it takes.
So
Hell hath no fury, right?
all these dead people need to die.
Super kill the dead people. I'm for it.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's intellectually interesting. Who knows if we've ever seen this before? So it's a new experience, and
is.
also you're ruining my day. I'm going to ruin your undead day.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus,
That's
I mean,
my
you guys
motivation
you
right
are
now.
definitely stuck, right? Like you're stuck in the town until Kendra makes a decision.
Plus,
and-
me and Kendra are like wine buddies now, so
It's true.
we need to make sure she's all good,
It's true.
and then we'll go cause some havoc in Leopardstadt.
Nix,
Still sight.
what's your reason? I'm curious. Why are you sticking around?
So, Nyx doesn't really know what it's like to have a family, and she's grown really attached to this family. And that's definitely different than when she first came here, because she really needs money. Obviously, she's on the lam constantly. And kind of like being with Symarra, like snuggling and like really like having an actual friend, to a new father figure like, oh, I forgot your character.
Cypress.
Cypress.
My father,
Just call him
what's
Dad.
his name?
That guy.
The new one.
And then like Mogar just being like my backup in crime. And then I'm not really too close with Solis that much, because he's, but the sexy things, I'm down for the sexy things. So I just feel at home, and that's somewhere that Nyx has never really felt before.
Right.
And she'll go to the ends of the earth for these people now.
You're so
Yeah, I
much
mean,
nicer.
she's crazy and she does her own thing and she doesn't care, but she cares.
I think Solis probably has one of the weakest ties to this town, because he already said he's way out of his element, and he's being forced to react aloof from the intellectual. He has to act quickly and with disregard for safety and concern. So he's in a rough spot. I would venture to say that Solis is probably sticking around for Mogar, and that's probably it. Because he doesn't care about Bart. He doesn't care about this town. Petrov is long gone. Satyrs are very much live and let live and move forward. So I think Mogar is probably his only reason for sticking around. Yeah.
I could agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to
He's
tell
like
me,
blue.
like if you were to tell me that, hey, in the morning there's a note and Solis is gone, my character would feel sad about that, but would go, oh, okay, like not necessarily surprised, you know.
I saw this
So-
coming.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's funny that like it's so beyond Petrov now, right?
Yeah.
Like it's beyond Petrov because I don't if why didn't we just grab the books in Kentra and just sell the place and get to the library? You know, like why didn't we just do that? Like why didn't we just stick to the fucking plan and the will? You know, we are knee deep in shit, just absolute shit now, and like to get out of it, it's like we're pulling our legs and going. You know, like we've got these restraints.
Let me pull up my legs. Oh, now my arms are stuck.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
gonna
like-
pull up my arms with my face.
But maybe that's part of what's happening too. You know, there's nothing to say that what's happening to us getting sucked into all this isn't magical in nature, or part of, you know, the tragedy. Maybe we're doomed. Maybe there is no escape. Like maybe it's one of those situations, even if I jumped on Tima and I started riding off into the sunset, that you know, I would run into a darkness in the forest that got me lost, and I'd pop right back out into the city. You know, like who knows at this point? But we're in it.
You are
We're in it.
You are most certainly in it. That's very, very true. I admittedly I'm a little worried. Mogar was a large portion of your physical damage. Mechanically, he played a very interesting and obvious role. And now you are actually going to go in to Harrowmont, where you need strength. You need the prison.
Harrowstone.
Sorry, Harrowstone, forgive me. There's actually someone in the book named Harrowmont. So
I was
forgive me.
like, yeah,
Where are we?
It's okay. I'm Casper. I'm
yes.
just a friendly druid, Casper.
Team,
Yeah.
team are gonna have to step up.
Kind of DM it. sorry.
That's what I was gonna say, John. Is that I would have to. Tima's gonna have to step up. Like Tima's.
Oh, I thought you were just calling Bub John for a second.
No, not
But
like.
alright.
Oh, I hope it works out for him, Tim. You know, like-
I literally thought that's what you did.
dude, as soon as you guys started laughing, I thought that's what I understood. Like, hey, that's a crazy play, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. You know, that kind of thing.
Bold move. Let's see.
Yeah, bold move. But I feel like it was kind of been not upsetting for me, but like I built my character around Tima.
Yeah.
Like if we're just talking mechanically in D&D, I have what is it, the feat that you start out where it's like Companion's Boon or something like
Yes.
that, where they're like my bear is pretty much my damage.
Yeah.
Like
You were
and
supposed to
I-
start with a baby bear, and you took a feat that allowed you to take the feature at 4th level at 1st level. So Tima was no longer a baby bear. Tima is a full-grown bear. And
Correct.
She is she's a Fuzzy Sherman tank. She can
Yeah.
take damage and deal it out quickly.
Yeah,
Do you
she's
guys
kind of
need
the
help?
crux of my whole character. So what's that?
I feel like I should pose this. I have some things lined up, and I want to know if you guys, if you feel like you're gonna need help, if you feel like this is bigger than you and you need help.
I felt like that even with Mogar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I have to be honest
yeah.
with you.
Most of the damage that is being done was by Mogar, like taking control, right, and grappling and
Yeah, and I don't know if
Really?
you guys know my strength or anything, but it's like a 1.
Yeah.
one.
I have a 1 strength.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I'd imagine it's not. It can't be.
It's not 1. You have a 1 modifier.
Oh.
Oh,
What is the number?
Wait a minute.
Here,
So
I can pull up your
I
character.
can't even read this. I need to.
mine's 8.
Having
with my-
one strength is
So-
like the equivalent of being a
I can't zoom in.
a tumbleweed.
I hate this.
Like
It's a 4, and then I have a -3.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know what
remember.
happened. You
So
were
you're just
struck.
above a tumbleweed.
No, she was actually
You just go, and I just float in the wind.
something happened to her. She was it was like a micro, it wasn't a curse, wasn't a poison either. You were hit with something that sapped your strength.
Didn't she look through the lens or whatever? Didn't that curse
She's got
her?
like that. Yeah.
I remember
Man.
she was cursed from looking through that lens.
I'm
She
gonna
looked
have to-
through and
I have to look it up.
yeah.
Yeah, a ray of
I'm going to go
enfeeblement.
through all my notes because I remember a bunch of stuff. But then every now and
Curiosity.
again,
Screwed me
every now and then
again.
I'll remember something and I'm like, oh my God, that totally happened.
Yeah.
I'm
Honestly,
gonna look
Nix,
through
if
all
you
this.
broke out into a sprint, your legs might break.
I have glass bones, and every morning I
Aw.
break my legs, and in the evening I break my arms.
They
You're
called me
like
Glass.
Samuel L. Jackson from Glass, you
They
know?
called me Glass.
Nix is Glass.
Yeah. I mean, we have a level up, but like
Yep.
generally we're all very soft.
It was soft.
Here's
You aren't wrong.
Okay. Here's the thing, Bub.
Mhm.
We may not need another person,
Okay.
so to speak, but we may need help in some other way, like items, maybe, or something to give us a little bit of an edge.
A little bump.
If it's a person, I'm not against that.
Okay.
Like, I'm totally not against that because I think that it's necessary. But right now, thinking of going into the belly of the beast without Mogar, with Nyx on the men with her strength, and then all of us being exhausted and tired, and even Tima just had her back fucked up because of everybody jumping on it. You know, like, I feel like we're walking in with a team that's sort of underpowered to begin with, and then maybe not even in our best suits. You know,
We're the
like,
underdogs. We're gonna prevail. Come
Okay.
on.
well,
Walking in there with like a cast and like bandage.
here's the thing: is Bubba's already said that he, you know, like in the early parts that he might, you know, kind of guide us into this. But we're coming up on season 2 here, and by this point, I think we all know what we're doing, and we get the vibe and the flow. And so, I personally would hope that. See, here's the thing with me: if there's no sense of danger, and it's one of those things where it's like everybody makes it out all the time and everything's cheery, then you lose the sense of adrenaline and what
that,
makes it
like,
exciting.
You lose
Book kept
realism.
saying it's you know it's going to be difficult with the 5 of you. So when we only had a couple, you know, 1 or 2 of us not able to make the session, it's like, well, we're not going to, you know, like we just don't go to Harris that day, or like we work on other bits, not necessarily like.
Well, I can tell you
that,
this much.
but it's going to be hard work.
There is in the will, there were other people named that did not show up. There were at least 3 other people that did not arrive to his funeral. And that was information that was presented, but you guys just kind of wrote it off, wasn't important to you. Some of those people are still out there. Some of them may be far enough out that they may have not gotten that letter in time. I just so happen to know a guy who's actually received his letter. He might be coming in, venturing into the fold. Maybe he fits that design of tankiness, maybe not. I'm not really sure. But there are others that can still come into this foray to assist. You're going to need help. Like I said, it was hard then, knowing now what you know and speculating what you actually have, plus the fact that I did realize that Nyx does have 4 strength. You could use an extra set of hands here. She does actually. She didn't get struck with anything. She just has 4 strength. Yeah.
I was born like this.
Maybe, you know, it's not that big of a deal because I feel like Cypress is crafty enough that he can make you a wheelchair, and we can just buggy you around everywhere.
Make Tima do it. Make Tima stand up on her hind legs and push the wheelchair.
Like an anime bear or something. Like, oh
my God.
Just fucking take you around. So, okay, let me ask you this: out of character, are you saying that we may have another player on the show?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm totally good with this. I still think you should consider giving us better items.
100%. 100%. You guys are
But
gonna need,
I'm good with another person.
at the same time, you
Give
guys were
me an
definitely
animal.
you were definitely given items, and it's been sparsely used. You were given
Oh,
basically
yeah,
the
I
equivalent of
totally-
ghost hunting gear.
I've been using it as often as I can. I've been opening
You
up
did.
the ciphers.
Yep.
I've been giving the arrows to so-and-so.
Yep.
Like, I've been trying to utilize these things, but it's like, man, pulling teeth sometimes.
I will-
Jack can buy you items. Buy
yes.
me an item.
I will let you know right now that there are items that have been purchased for you guys, and
Aw.
it's inside.
Oh,
It's inside the prison. They have to be found.
Ah, chat, sort it out.
Chat, can you buy it so that it's Uber delivered to us, like
yeah,
Uber
like what
Eats?
the hell?
God
I
damn
need
it.
Amazon Prime exists.
I need a
Raven Grow
drone.
Prime.
Can we get a magical drone? Get a gnome, tinker a drone, and
No,
send
no,
that
no.
shit to us.
I want it delivered by Crow.
You
By
want to
Crow.
deliver? But what if it's really
Crow
heavy?
or Raven?
Several crows.
What
I
if
need a
the-
murder. I need
what
a
if the-
murder of crows.
What if the crow flew into you? It could kill you with 4 strength.
Couldn't I not do the same thing? That thing hovers near me, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah, if he blows a gust of wind at you, it's just there goes Nyx. Woo! And she's gone.
True enough.
A crow inside a drone with
Yeah, let's do that. Let's have that put on our team.
a crow,
A crow in a
inside of
drone?
a drone.
That just sounds like-
inside of a drone.
That just sounds like Songbird from BioShock. If you're familiar with Songbird.
Yes.
Or Rocket Raccoon, just
Or-
a
yeah.
crow.
Just a crow. Yeah.
Just a crow.
That would be awful. Oh man. Ugh. So yes, there are people. There's actually someone that has expressed interest in coming on board the campaign. They are in a very bizarre time zone, akin to our Symarra here, not in the UK.
The Shadow Plan?
The
Shadow Plane?
Yes.
Yeah, the Shadow Plane.
Yes.
Akin to the Shadow Plane.
Yes.
That's yeah, go ahead.
It's I don't want to spoil who it is yet because I have not rolled their character, but I do want to sit down with you guys so we can finish leveling up your characters and get you proper character sheets for this game. Because since we stopped playing, Roll20 has offered new features, and you guys don't have to do PDFs anymore.
The new features are really cool. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say that they're really
Yeah.
nice.
I did not know.
It's intuitive and it's built in, and you don't even have to type anything anymore. You can literally, you can click your weapon or click the skill or your stat, and it will automatically roll a d20 and calculate everything in for you. So it's kind of a game changer. It's really, really nice.
Math. It's hard. So I'm glad it takes care of
How
all of
do I
that.
type roll a 6 and then you just have to click it? Much easier.
It is significantly easier. Any
We don't know what kind of
questions?
character they're gonna have. We don't know what kind of character
Nope.
they're gonna have. Okay,
Nope.
so this is all raw. All right.
I hope
all
it's another wizard, just because.
Yeah, let's have
I
another
like
wizard.
it. I like things to fuck up really bad for us.
Lord. Do you have any questions for me? Anything that I can help you with for this game, or any concerns that you might have with us moving forward?
How do I win?
How do,
How do I win?
Cheat codes, please.
I'm gonna beat the game
Here.
Pathfinder.
I'm going to offer you.
I mean,
this
you
is
asked.
this is flat pro tip here. You want to win? Show up to the game.
I
That's how you do it.
I
Right
have
there.
been waiting a month to do this.
I know.
I am
know.
like here.
I was about literally. I told Bub, I was like, I don't know where everybody else is. Just host the single campaign with me. Just Nyx.
I've said to everyone that I'll just role play as everyone and that'll
Yeah.
be fine.
I don't even want to
Um,
do that. I was like, no, everyone's dead. It's just me now.
I'll be like, I could totally just do all this for me.
I think you guys can do this. I think you will succeed. But yeah, that's how you win. That's how you overcome the challenge.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, so this is a pre-made campaign, correct?
yes, it is.
Can we know how far through the campaign we actually are? Because I feel like we're still on the first page. Like, I feel like we have not gotten past like.
Well,
page
if you recall, there is a bit of a ritual or something that is happening that is spelling out Bessoriana's name.
correct.
Oh, I remember because
We got pretty far in our
um,
name.
Yeah,
well, we did because we had a few, and then someone used the perk, the boon.
So, yeah, somebody
There's a-
contributed a very, very large amount, and Ella was like, let them decide. Let them decide what happens. And then I said, okay. and I let them decide, and they said advance the timetable. So Vesoriana's name is being sped up and spelled out more fast.
Right, it's like 2 per
We have
encounter.
sorry.
Right?
We've got
You do. You have Vesori. You're just missing Anna at this point. What happens when her name is spelled?
we win
Have
a
you-
prize.
Have you
We
thought of
read
that?
it.
You okay? All right, that's
We
fair.
read it.
I learned to read.
I have no idea. I mean, who can? I mean, Cypress wouldn't know.
I
Like,
just feel like Nyx is gonna light a match and then just light the whole town on fire and just
Can
walk away.
I
anyone would have
roll to
known-
find out if I know?
Here's the thing: is that if anyone's gonna figure it out, it's probably the wizards, right, or the wizard or the sorcerer, somebody with a high intelligence,
Yeah,
right?
you definitely
And
need-
knows of such things.
He doesn't really know what's going on. You guys actually haven't expressed anything relating to that to him yet.
We're
when-
the worst team.
When you tell him
We
these
did.
things, no, you guys have given like all kinds of crazy shit's happening. There's possessions. People are dying.
We're
Father
the
Grimbo got
worst.
split.
We have an
Oh, I'm gonna
ally
have
in
to
the
read all
town, but we
this.
refuse to tell him anything important.
Well, never mind. All I can read is second to last line of my notes is sexy smirk. And I'm like, who's doing a sexy smirk? I'm
It's
really
me.
confused.
Why was that
probably Nyx.
noteworthy? It's like, completely forget about the name
daydreaming.
that's being whatever. It's like sexy smirk.
Sexy smirk.
Oh, it's like I'll take notes for the group. It's just like ate bread,
There's a lot of notes.
8:30
but, like,
drank wine, 10:30, ate some pretzels, 9:30 in the morning. You know, like it's just
the
all
wine
your,
session was great. It was,
it's all the food you've done. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as far as Cypress is concerned, it's all bad, right?
Yeah.
There's varying levels of bad, but as soon as there was necrotic energies coming off of his corpse, like necrotic energies they're not produced by anything but necromancers.
Yeah.
like that's where they come from. So there's a necromancer now. Is it a fledgling apprentice necromancer that's fumbling through a book that doesn't know what he's doing, trying to create his first skeleton? Or is it a lich, a demi-lich who's ready to fuck us up and we have to find a phylactery? You know, like the realm is so broad that Cypress is just like, let me handle everything one at a time. And I'm too busy stitching up fucking faces and chests and corpses to like get a fucking chance to have a thought. But Cypress also isn't that smart. I mean, he's wise, but he's
Think
not.
about where you'd be right now if Bart died. If Bart died, and you guys killed the sheriff, what would have happened?
I would have assumed the role of sheriff.
Yeah.
if you
What?
kill him, you take
Before-
his role.
Before or after you were being hanged?
Well,
I would like to say in between.
Well, that depends on the necromancer.
True story. True story.
Oh, god damn it! I don't know, man.
You guys, you are, you're drawing at straws here, doing everything that you can. I will say that you actually recalled quite a bit more about the game than I thought you would after 5 or 6 months, which is huge. That's awesome. Kudos to you guys, because I don't think you took notes, and you were very quick to the draw on that one, and that's great. That means
You
that
were
I've
good.
had some level of success at trying to cement some of these facts in your minds. You will have an opportunity. I mean, you've been given the opportunity, right, to do well here, and you're kind of floundering, but that's largely because of the events. Everything is setting you back on your heels, which is my job. I'm here to challenge you. But from the beginning, you've realized that it's not getting any easier. It's going to be harder. But you have been given the tools so far. You've been given all of the information that you need and that you've discovered. I've not tried to hide anything. There's been no fudging dice or withholding information. You guys have literally gathered everything naturally as possible. And at this point, it's just kind of making sure everyone is informed. If someone knows something that, like if Symarra knows something that Solis doesn't know, maybe Solis can't help, right?
Yeah. maybe I should make this a Google Doc, but I hate typing things.
I feel that. I But
just want to.
It might help, or at least maybe cliff noting it. Cliff noting can help a great deal.
No, needs to have the sexy smirk in it.
All right, I'm for it. But that just sexy smirk, check mark, it's down. Let's make it so.
I'm going to go through them all anyway, so I think that will be a good time to... I keep thinking about going through and organizing it.
Okay.
So the books are together, and this bit's together, and what we know about Vance is together, but then that's a lot of work. It's more than I can be dealing with emotionally.
Any other questions, any other concerns that you may have about the game or timing or anything like that?
I'm just happy to be back.
Me too.
Yay! I want to play all the time.
I know.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get back into it. Yeah, I mean, it's this is a fucked up campaign with a fucked up group.
I think that's why I like it so
and I love
much.
it, and I love it. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, that's why I like it, is because it's unlike any D&D group I've ever been in. You know, it's somewhere between that super serious group that is like, okay, I'm going to play the cleric and you play the war and we're going to attack. Okay, tactically, we're going to, and the group that just gets drunk and fucks up and fucks around. It's like in between those things, and I like it. And it's led to some very weird shit. I'm totally down, and I'm excited. So
we should do that next week. We should all have like drinks and stuff with our. Well, if it's next week, because PAX.
Well, I was thinking you should do another campaign on the opposite Thursday so that I can play all the time.
Oh, should I now?
That would be nice.
Yeah, I just want to play all the time.
God damn it. I will see what I can do. I know that the bi-weekly schedule, as for everybody that is here still, this game is going to be on a bi-weekly schedule. It is slated to run the first and the third Thursday of every month. Obviously, that is to better suit the times of all of the people that are currently playing. That means that the second and fourth Wednesday, I'm actually working on getting another game up. If anybody here wanted to play, it's not going to be Pathfinder. It's not going to be Pathfinder, and there's a very good chance that I won't be running it. I'll actually be playing in it. So, if that's up your alley, then...
Who are you?
My face is just like,
I'm a growing boy.
Pikachu.
I know.
I don't even know who you are. If it's a Pokemon one, I'm going to be really fucking pissed if I'm not on it.
No, it's not. Calm down.
Oh, thank
no, I
God.
did shocked Pokemon face. I was like...
Well, it's all...
I heard Pokemon, and I was like...
It's right. It's all D&D.
It's all Dungeons and Dragons,
all D&D. I will say, for TwitchCon EU week, I'll take my laptop, but I don't know how connected I'll be, but we'll see. But that's
when is that?
It is 13th and 14th of April. So I don't know. There's too many Thursdays in the world.
I was to say 13th, 14th is a Saturday and a Sunday.
Well, yeah, but I'm going away for longer because I want to.
All right, that's fine.
So the next one will be 21st, and then would it be the 4th and 18th? Okay, well, the 18th, I'm also at a convention, but I will take my laptop.
All right. Okay. Yeah, well, as long as we can keep that line of communication open and we can actually agree and sit down, I'm totally down.
I will have internet there, so I'm good. Right.
All right. So again, guys, that is the first and third Thursdays. That's what we're tentatively working on. It's going to be a bi-weekly schedule. I do want to have a conversation with them following the stream. So if there's nothing else to say, then I'm actually going to be cutting stream early tonight so that I can briefly speak with them. So I'm not going to host anybody. I'm not going to raid anything like that. We're just going to separate here, and I'm going to give you guys the wind out of the music.
We love you, chat. We love you.
So good to be back, chat. We've missed you.
Bob, do you mind if I mention something?
Go for it. Have at it.
I'm going to be live probably within like 30 minutes of the time that this goes down. So if you guys want to hang out with me, you're more than welcome to. I think we're going to start out just watching some YouTube videos and chilling and just chatting it up and laughing and shit. So if you want to be part of that, cool. If not, go fuck yourselves. I don't want you.
Damn. Damn, that's awesome. Yeah, guys, definitely do that. If you've got nothing else going on, then hop over there and show Ello some love. It's definitely worthwhile. So, friends, fam, we're out of here. I'll see you guys later. Yeah.
Stay a while and
Later.
listen.
Bye.
Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. Won't you spare me over another? But what is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? When God is gone and the devil takes hold, who will have mercy on your soul, Dad?
Stay a while and listen.
No wealth, no ruin, no silver, no gold. Nothing satisfies me but